What's happening, everybody? What is happening? Boy, I tell you what, the screen looks awful small. But I can tell I'm all in the screen, so should be good. But hey, look who's back online. Here, let me. Yep, he's back running again. We've been taking him for test drives the last couple days. We got the ball on there, hitcher ready to hook up to the cargo trailer. Yep, that's a fact. Got that tires all aired up. Boy, they were low. Okay, so I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the video. Well, let's open the hood. Shoot. Oh, it's already locked. Dadgummit. Well, hey, there's there was two. Came with two high pressure oil lines from the high pressure oil pump. And I don't understand why it does that. Anyway, there are a lot. That's one thing I didn't know about this engine. I didn't know it had a reserve oil, an oil reserve tank, right? And I didn't know it had a high pressure oil pump. I mean, never heard of an engine with one of those, so I was new to that. Anyway, it had two oil pressure lines coming off that high pressure oil pump, one going to the passenger side, one going to the driver's side. Well, the one going to the driver's side blew, but it was covered up in that plastic sheathing that they put on wires, you know. Well, they had that over the oil line. When I originally thought it was the turbo that blew, which the turbo is fine, but it's tore apart, it's going in the garbage. I ain't worried about it. It's original to this motor from 99, late 99, so I ain't worried about it. But here's the truth. It wasn't the turbo, but now I know a lot more than I did. Okay, so it was an oil pressure, high pressure oil line that blew, pinhole really, but the pressure was so high it blew oil everywhere, right? So it was really hard to determine where the leak was. And then when I saw that bolt and the turbo had popped out, well, I just assumed. But to be honest with you, if I'd have knew more about turbos, I wouldn't have never thought that, because the oil can't come out from there. Oil goes into the turbine inside the turbo. That's the only place the oil goes in and comes back out. So it wouldn't have went in between the two parts. So that, knowing what I know now, I know that didn't happen. So the turbo's fine, but there was two bolts. That one that I showed on a video where it had popped out, there was another one just across from that was actually missing altogether. So there was only two bolts holding them two halves together. Yeah, so we got a new turbo on there. I've already showed you that. The only thing I ain't showed you is the oil pressure lines, high pressure oil lines. And I threw the old ones away. I should have kept them so I could have showed you. That was stupid. But anyway, like I said, it originally had two, but I ordered the Supreme kit, which is the high pressure oil pump rebuild kit, and it comes with three lines. So I replaced the two original lines, and then I added a third line. I think that, from what I read, that helps even out the pressure, so there's not so much pressure going. Like, say you had three lines and you took one away, more pressure is going to be on the two lines, right? And then you take another one away, more pressure is going to be on that one line, right? So now it's got three lines, so the pressure shouldn't be so high across the board. It's running great. I got an oil drip at the bottom underneath, but you know what that's from, don't you? I mean, it's got oil all over the place. I cleaned the top of the motor for the turbo install, but I didn't clean on the outside. I didn't clean on top of the transmission, the back of the motor. I didn't clean under the transmission. I didn't clean under the motor. I didn't clean the differential in the rear, the transfer case. I didn't clean none of that. Okay, so when the motor gets hot, right there where the bell housing meets up with the engine, all that's going to get hot, right? As it warms up, gets hot, right? It's going to liquefy that oil. That's where my drip's coming from. I have no leaks, none whatsoever. It's running good. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to hook up to that cargo trailer and take a run up to the house. I have been served, and so I'm going up to get my stuff. I'm going to load it up on that cargo trailer. The only thing I'm not getting tomorrow is my bike, and that's because I gotta install a wheel chock for the bike, and I need to go up there and measure the bike, and then I need the wheel chock got sent to the house, her house. Whatever. So I got to go get it, measure the wheels measure the distance between front wheel and rear wheel, all this. I got to take measurements, okay? And then I got to come back here and install that wheel chock. But while I'm up there, I'm going to get everything else but the bike. So everything but the bike. And I'm also going to air up the camper tires, the camper that's up there, and make sure them hold air. And then next weekend, not tomorrow, week from tomorrow, I'm going to go back up there, get my bike, check on those tires to see if they held air for a week. If they did, awesome. I might have to still air them up a little bit. They are old ass tires. And then that'll tell me, okay, cool, I can grab it, I can haul it down here. I'm going to get it cleaned up, do everything down here. So that's what I'm going to do next weekend. Grab my bike, so I'll be taking the cargo trailer back up there, grab the bike, grab anything else I forgot. I'm going to release the brakes on the Sergeant Major, so that next, when I go up there to get the Sergeant Major, which I can't do until somebody takes this freaking camper off my hands. I need that camper gone. Now that the drill sergeant's running, the pickup's running, I'm going to put that on Marketplace and get rid of it. I need to get rid of it. I need that trailer so I can put the engine that's sitting in front of the Sergeant Major on it and then bring it down here. So I'll be bringing the Sergeant Major, the motor that's in front of it, the camper, and all my belongings. So first week, second week of May, I should have all my stuff out of there and down here. So there's your update. Sorry I couldn't give you more of a show, but it's when I'm doing a learning process, I don't really want to be on camera because I'm freaking learning, and some things get frustrating, and I bust a knuckle and I bitch and whine, and hey, it is what it is. When I know what I'm doing, it's no big deal. I'll bring you on. But when I'm doing something I've never done before, and it's a learning process, we all have to go through it. If you've never done something and you do it now, guess what? There's a learning process. There's a learning process to everything you do. So the first time you do it, hopefully you learn from the first time. The second time, it's going to be a lot easier, right? Okay. The truck. Lieutenant Watermelon, right? Lieutenant Watermelon. What the? Lieutenant Watermelon, what can I say? I got a turbo sitting behind the, well, I can show you that because the truck's unlocked. The fan's kicking on like nobody's business. So there's a sensor that needs to be replaced. All right, so there's the turbo. All right, Borg Warner. That's the new turbo, just sitting there waiting for the mechanic to install it. And while I'm here, I'm going to find that sensor. That ain't it. That is not it. Nope, that's a light. Oh, where did it go? That's a light. That's a light. Oh, there it is. Right there. That's the sensor for the... I guess there's just one for the... Am I even showing you guys this? Oh, how can I be showing you? Yeah. This is the sensor for the fan, the gauge, which it's not working right anyway because I got to replace that whole cluster, that whole freaking cluster right there. It's one piece. You can take the gauges out, but they don't make them anymore. So I have to get a cluster, that whole thing with gauges, off eBay for $2,000. Yep. Yeah. And anyway, so this sensor goes to the fan and the gauge, so I got to get that replaced. So I'll put that back up there. Yep, that's where that's at. I got the turbo. And what else? There's three things. Shoot. My clutch needs to be adjusted. Yep, clutch needs to be adjusted. It's about a 1/2 inch play right now, so. All right, what am I forgetting? I need to do a service on it. Way overdue on a service. About 3,000 miles overdue on a service on my service, not Freightliner's. I need to change the oil. I got the filters. I need to change the oil. I need to adjust the brakes, and I need to grease everything. But guess what's at the house? The oil drain pan. That's right. Good guess, guys. Good guess. Yep, the oil drain pan sitting at the house. So I got to get that tomorrow and bring that down. Dang it, there's something else. The turbo, the fan, crap. Huh, there's something else that I was going to have the mechanic fix. The turbo is one of them. He's going to replace the turbo. I got the transmission's giving me fits going in from high range to low range, and that's just done by the arm. All the way to the right is high range. Bring it out of that 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9, and 7, 8, right? Up is 7, 8. Over to the far right's up 7, 8, back 9 and 10. So in that far right, that's all high range right there. But as soon as you pull it out of there just a little bit, it goes back into low range for the other gears, right? Well, going in, it sounds like it's grinding one, and when it comes out, it sounds like it's dropping a gear into the fucking bottom of the transmission. It's just terrible, and it don't do it every time. Not every time. So it's been doing it for quite a while now, and I've been trying to figure out if it's me. You know, am I doing something wrong? Am I shifting at the wrong time? Am I, whatever. I've tried everything I can think of. Shift points are dead on, and it'll do it, and sometimes it won't do it. So, yep, there's some solenoids on the back that control that. We're going to try those first. And if it ain't that, well, then it's inside the transmission. There's a top plate you got to take off, and there's some seals in there with a fork. Yeah, anyway, so week from Monday, so not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that, where I'm taking it into the shop. Well, here's that turbo. So where'd the other part go? Okay, that's weird. Unless I put it over here. I don't remember putting it over here. Somebody steal it? What would they do that for? Or am I blind? Huh. I'm really having a brain fart here. Huh. Really weird. Anyway, all right. Anyway, so the big part, the centrifuge, whatever you call it, the bolts to here, right? There's 4 bolts that hold that on here. Well, one of them popped out, and then the other one right here. These are the 2. This one was missing, and that's the one that popped out. So the only ones that were holding on were this one and this one. Yep. But I'm really confused where that other half is to that turbo. I don't understand why it ain't sitting there. Really confused. But anyway, not a big deal. I don't know what it is with this camera, but I'm already getting frustrated because I guess I'm recording. I'm still recording, but while I'm recording, the camera the screen facing me that I'm looking at goes to sleep, and then I turned it around and the back one was asleep. Like, what the heck? So there's probably a function in there I'm gonna have to turn off, because I don't want it going to sleep when I'm recording. What the hell? But anyway, I'm into, yep, another minute. So wish me well for tomorrow, because going up to the soon-to-be ex-wife's house and get my shiz knit. Yep, my shiz knit. Look at this sucker, boy. This thing extends. Let's see if there we go, like that. This thing extends about 6 feet. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna jump off here. This is gonna be a short video, but I'm whooped. I worked today, but I've been done since 12:30. So then I've been cleaning up this parking area right here. Well, that's where I was washing my hands, so don't look at that. But I had oil all under here, right, from when it blew the oil and shit. It dripped all over the place. And then when I got it running again, can see that there. Yeah, when I got it running again, and then I got the turbo on there and I fired it up, got it going. I'm like, yeah, it's fixed. Looked under and it was running oil all over the damn place. So yeah, you can see that. So I was cleaning that up today. Like I said, I do have an oil pan under there, but it's not dripping right now. Simply drips when it gets warmed up. When the motor gets hot and the bell housing gets hot, then it liquefies that oil and it starts dripping. So I don't know when I'm going to do it, but there's a Blue Beacon truck wash in Benton Harbor, Indiana, or Michigan. It's about an hour drive from here, hour and 15 minutes, and I'm gonna go take that truck, that pickup, to that location in the near future, and do an undercarriage wash and rinse as much of that off there as I can. And with that, I'm out of here, folks. I gotta get out. I gotta get relaxed and get ready for bed. Well, it's a little early, but I usually smoke a cigar about now and just relax. Go to bed in a few hours and get up in the early morning and drive up north. Yeehaw fun. Until next time, I'm Sheepdog. This is Sheepdog Logic. We'll talk to you next time.